Hey folks, it's Mike the Ref here for a very good PWA Hysteria show for the Northgate Lions Senior Center.
Yes.
Rainy day outside, half the Mafia's down with injuries or whatnot. Hell, I'm here with 4 cracked ribs, but I'll say one thing. The best way to cure you is to come down to a good wrestling show, and that's definitely what we had here. Toughing it out here with me tonight is the wrestling mind, Brian Hamilton.
How's it going, guys?
I would say, 7 great matches tonight?
Very, yes.
And almost an 8th.
Yeah.
We were very close to having an 8th tonight.
Very. It was a great turnout, too, for everything going on in the city. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, we had a stag in here, a 40th birthday, and we almost had, I would say, close to 400 and some people here.
Oh, very. It was a nice crowd.
Like I know I got here just before the bell, and I almost didn't have a seat. So let's get to the matches here, because we could talk about the crowd here at the end. First of all, we started with a 4-corner survival match with Sheikh Akbar Shabazz, Mo Jabari, the the Commonwealth champion, the Omen Gabriel, and a newcomer to PWA in Ryan Eagles.
Yes.
Now, not was known about Ryan here in this matchup here. It wasn't really advertised that much coming into this show. But how would you best describe Ryan Eagles going into this year?
Very charismatic.
Charismatic?
I was very impressed with him. He showed me a lot tonight. First time seeing him. It's kind of hard when you don't know a guy when you see him first time. So first impressions are kind of hard. But to me, I thought he did really good.
Well, he looked
different.
In terms of his look, he looked a little bit like Homicide, but the Caucasian's Persuasion. More of I believe it was an Aussie accent or an English-type accent.
Something like that, but very good.
So we get into the matchup here, and the first man eliminated was Mo Jabari by Sheikh Akbar Shabazz and that burning hammer.
Oh, my God.
Like, I thought he killed the kid.
Yeah, Mo, he tried to put up a good fight, but when you get hit by that burning hammer by the Sheik, it's basically lights out for anybody that gets hit by it.
And then you have Eagles hit the Omen with his version of a brainbuster.
Yeah.
And then Sheik throws him out of the ring and goes for the pin himself. Like, what is the point of that?
I don't know, but, you got to give it to Sheik. He was thinking, the guy did the move. He took Gabriel out. Sheik said, get out. I'm covering him. Took the pinfall. It was a great move on the Sheik's part because he used his mind. He outwitted the Ryan Eagles, which was smart.
Yeah, but in the end, Sheik had it pretty much in control until out of nowhere you have Eagles hit that brainbuster on Sheik and knocked him out.
My God. And
got the 1-2-3 and the victory there.
Unbelievable. That brainbuster that Ryan Eagles has, it's incredible. And I mean, what a debut and a huge win over 4 really great competitors tonight. Unbelievable. Especially a veteran in the Sheik pinning him in the end. That's got to put this guy up somewhere in line for a title shot or somewhere down the line.
The Commonwealth champion was in this match, so you would expect that the Commonwealth champion might have to put his belt up on the line at this point. But great debut and a great start to the card. And then going from there, I'm going to be a little greedy, folks. This is one of the main reasons I showed up here tonight.
Yes.
The women's match. Kat Von Hees versus making her debut for PWA in Edmonton, KJ Cash.
Yes.
Now, if you guys kept track online, KJ managed to get a victory down in Calgary over Kat Von Hees. And from what I heard was a very tight matchup.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you had the team of Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and Booby Sharp.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll use that. At ringside. It caused quite a bit of distraction throughout the matchup here. But in the end, KJ just out of nowhere, like, you get a flow to a match and then just literally out of nowhere gets a cradle and a 1-2-3, and KJ Cash defeats Kat Von Hees in her Edmonton debut for PWA. Your thoughts?
I thought this was a great match. You have Kat, the powerhouse, and going against the rookie KJ Cash. KJ actually put up a hell of a good fight, and in the end, no, she out-wrestled the veteran. She rolled her up and got a huge major victory over her in her debut here in Edmonton. So I thought it was great. And KJ, she hasn't been wrestling very much, and every time we see her, she's getting better and better. I'm very impressed with her. I can't wait to see what's in the future for this young lady.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of faith in KJ, and I've mentioned that more than once on many a podcast here.
Yeah.
There is a reason why she's a blue chipper, and KJ is definitely cash money. So,
and I got to give a shout out to Kat Von Hees, because she's been training for a strongman competition, which she is entering for next month. So I'm very proud of her. That's going to be something to see.
Yeah, we know Kat's one of the strongest people around, so that's going to be a sight to see.
Yes.
Let's move on to our next match, which is the PWA Canadian Tag Team Championship match. You had the champions, Team Hall of Fame, taking on the above-average Joes of Aiden Adams and Kenny Stryker.
Yeah.
It's funny, in PWA, we always seem to have this little issue when you have two face teams going at it. Sorry if there's a little brain gap here. Just had a little momentary run in here. The above average Joes, they got this title shot against the champs. Very good match.
Very.
What I was saying earlier is regard to the two face teams going at it. PWA usually has a problem with two face teams going at it with the crowd being dead. Not in this one. Both teams had the crowd in it. It was very exciting throughout the whole match. But in the end, you have one small mistake made by the above-average Joes. Set up, I believe it was Kenny on top of Steele, who set up in the powerbomb position. And Duke Durango came off with that clothesline powerbomb combo that they have from the top rope and retained their titles with a 1-2-3 victory.
Yeah.
Brian, your thoughts on the match?
Oh, this match, overall, it was great because, like you said, two fan-favorite teams going at it. And this match, like you said, the fans were behind both teams, not like other times when it's hard to cheer for. Like these guys, all four guys got the cheers. And, like you said, in the end, one little mistake, and it cost the above-average Joes the titles tonight. But in the end, no Hall of Fame retains, keeps them. But overall, I thought this was a great match. I would love to see a rematch down the line between these two somewheres.
It looks like we might actually get one here, possibly, but we'll see. We'll talk about that a little later on here. From there, we get a non-title match. This was sort of an impromptu match that came up. I believe that they were going to have a rematch between Titan and Tiger Ali Safe. But
it's supposed to be Titan and Mojo.
Oh, sorry. Things got moved around here. We had Brandon Van Danielson taking on Tiger Ali Safe. And I'm glad that, with all due respect, I love having Andre, Ryan, Amanda here talking about Tiger Ali and his propensity towards a certain wrestler. Tonight, you couldn't have told that. No. His moveset was quite a bit different than what you have seen before.
Very.
A lot of power slams, a lot of stuff that isn't in his wheelhouse, and I think it threw Brandon Van Danielson for a bit of a loop here. It ended up being a 3-on-1 setup where Connie Lynn Blaze was on one corner of the ring distracting the referee. Michael Richard Blaze took off the middle turnbuckle on the opposite side, and Tiger Ali got dropped hold into that corner, exposing his face.
Knocked him out.
Essentially, and then the lariat makes it just makes it incidental there, I do believe.
Jeez. That lariat is unbelievable by BVD, and you get hit by that, basically your night's over, because that is the one dangerous lariat I've ever seen. Just as bad as Stan the Lariat Hansen. So.
Oh, absolutely. And put a little stink on it. So.
Oh my God, yes.
But hats off to Tiger Ali Safe, because I think this might have been one of his best performances we've seen yet.
especially when he had to battle Connie and MRB on the outside, and you got those two on the outside, BVD in the inside, basically 3-on-1. But Tiger put up a good fight, but in the end, just out come too many people, and it cost him.
To me, this match proved that Tiger Ali can fit in the main title picture scene. So
exactly.
But speaking of titles, the next one, we walked in tonight, and we're looking, and there's two poles set up with, they look like T-shirts.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, and we're like, what's this? And then, of course, the Mayhem title match. Special stipulation in every match. So this one was capture the T-shirt.
Yeah.
You had the challenger, Colton Kelly, and the champion, Bryce the Slammer Silva. Now, under normal circumstances, with all the Millennial Rebels on the outside, you would think that this might be a little one-sided towards Kelly in this position. But after the events of the anniversary show, and conspicuous by his absence, the Fury Kenneth Anthony, you had Colton Kelly with Dr. Kyoto, and that's it for tonight.
Very shocking tonight.
But you know what? Colton Kelly held his own just fine in this matchup. He threw caution to the wind. Many spots on the outside. Was very smart and worked over the knee of Bryce the Slammer Silva, driving his knee into the canvas many times, trying to knot it up, causing issues. But in the end, it was basically you got into a position where the pole on the one side for Colton actually got knocked over after a hit into the post.
Yeah.
So basically it turned into a quick ball game situation for both guys. Slammer managed to get over to the other side, knock out the pain of his knee, climb up to the top, get his shirt just before Colton Kelly got to his shirt. He never picked it up.
No.
Before I talk about what he did pick up, what do you think about the match, Brian?
Overall, I thought it was a great match. This is kind of the first time we've seen capture a flag match, T-shirt match, whatever you want to call it here in PWA, and it's different. But in the end, it was great to see. And Colton, like you said, he put up a great fight, even without the Millennial Rebels out there. But it wasn't enough. Slammer just too much powerful. He picked up the huge win, retains his title. But then, like you said, the end, what Colton did.
Colton stole the Mayhem Championship.
Yeah.
Which, let's face it, it's the Mayhem title. You're going to have a little bit of chaos there. Mm-hmm. So, I'm really wondering what this is going to lead to.
Yeah.
It's a very insane situation, if you ask me.
Very.
So from there, we go to intermission, and then coming out of intermission, we had a tag team match. We had the team of Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and Bobby Sharp. He did not use 14 names tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking on the team now known as the League, Davey O'Doyle and Braden Parsons.
Yes.
And now, one thing I will say is the League, both gentlemen had a hard time getting over in Edmonton in previous months.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't know about them. They were rather oblivious to what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it didn't help that Davey came out to another very popular wrestler's music here in Edmonton, but I'll digress at that. But this match, the League had everybody in it, and it was rather exciting.
Very.
And they looked like they belong, and they looked like they catched up. And I'll admit, Davey O'Doyle looked like he had a real personality tonight.
Very.
That's one thing that I didn't see before that I did see tonight. So,
looking that, and tonight he picked it up and he showed it. He had the mean streak in him, and he wanted this win with his partner. And in the end, no, they did get the huge win, upset win over Mark and Bobby tonight, which is great.
Yeah, that victory came as a result of the above-average Joes coming out and stealing the protein powder.
Yeah.
Dean Richter would have been so proud of the above-average Joes here.
Oh, God, yes.
Mr. Mr. Two Scoops versus Mr. Three and Four Scoops. But
Yes.
following the match, all six people that were there were in the ring and getting into a big shoving match until COO Kurt Sorokin came out and ordered a battle royal for next month, May 26th in Edmonton, with the winner of the battle royal receiving a title shot at the Night of Champions show June 23rd.
Yep.
So it's anybody's ball game at this point there.
Yep.
And it's going to be a hell of a matchup.
Oh my God, that's going to be a hell of a match, because then the way it works is both team members have to be eliminated from the match, and so I mean, it could get down to 3 guys from each team, so it's going to be interesting.
And the battle royal, let's face it, it's one of those situations where you could have anybody can win it. That's the nature of a battle royal.
Yes, it's going to be interesting.
Now let's get on to our main event here.
Oh my God, yes.
The PWA Heavyweight Championship. You got Michael Richard Blaze representing the Western Lions, with Connie Lynn Blaze and Brandon Van Danielson in his corner, versus the Skyflyer Jeff Tyler.
Yes.
This crowd was firmly behind Jeff Tyler, and there was no bite back for MRB here tonight.
No.
Thanks to fans 1, 2, and 3 not being here to.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan, Amanda, and Andre. Now, there's so many moving parts to this matchup.
Unbelievable.
These guys went tit for tat. There was a point early in the match where I think it's one of the first times I've actually seen MRB be a little overwhelmed by the crowd support, because usually it's somewhat middle range. This was just completely one-sided here.
Yeah, basically, yes. It was not 99.1% for Jeff, 9% probably for MRB.
I love how he has a statistic on that.
Yes. Very good.
But then I would say one of the big turning points in this match, and I don't think it was actually part of the show, Tyler slipped on one of the ring boards on the ring. It's been a notorious one. That's why we can bring it up.
Yes.
His ankle was not in good shape.
Yeah, he looked like he hurt it really bad. He could hardly stand on it after he did that. It looked painful.
But he fought so hard through this match. He kept going. And one of the spots that you had to see there was a Spanish fly off the top rope.
Yes. Unbelievable.
From Tyler on to Blaze there, it was like, wow.
And to think that he did it on a sore ankle, too. You know how much damage he's done to it. And still, he managed to do that. And it's just incredible.
Absolutely. And then as soon as both guys hit the ground, we hear the music. I called it before the match.
Yeah.
Sheik Akbar Shabazz comes down with that briefcase. He wants to cash it in. Unfortunately, PWA has a rule that you're not allowed to cash it in mid-match. They're not WWE, which is I actually appreciate that fact.
So do I.
So essentially the match gets restarted. Connie Lynn Blaze gets a under the world shot on Tyler.
Yep.
Blaze hits that brainbuster. 1, 2, 3. And once again, your winner, Michael Richard Blaze, and the Western Lions still keep that title.
Yes. But overall, though, I got to say Jeff put on a hell of a good fight when it was basically 3-on-1. And, he battled back on sore ankle. He even went outside. He took BVD out, threw him into the wall, literally took him out of the match. But in the end, no, you have Connie there. The ref was distracted with Sheik, low blow. And then the brainbuster, huge win for MRB. They keep the title, so.
Yeah, but after the match, it looked like they were having a little bit of animosity between the Sheik and the Western Lions.
Yeah.
And then it looked like they reconciled, but did they really? That's the question.
Yeah, that's the thing, because, Sheik's got this briefcase, and MRB, BVD, they better be looking over their backs, because any time that can be cashed in on them, and they'll lose their title. So they got to be very wary of the Sheik, keep them by their side. Who knows?
Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Yes.
All right, folks, time for our highlights of the night here. And I guess we're going to take 2 each because, let's face it, there was a hell of a good show tonight.
Yes.
So we want to take... we want to highlight a lot of stuff here tonight. And I'm actually pulling an audible here. I'm going to go with 3 of them. The first one, I'm going to call the first match right off the bat, and the debut of Ryan Eagles.
Yeah.
Folks, I know he's new, and you didn't get a chance to really know him. You're going to love this guy the more you see him here.
He's very good. I like him. Very impressed with him tonight. And once people get to know him like we did, he's going to become probably a good fan favorite here because, my God, he dominated this match and got a huge win tonight. Great for him.
The second match I want to talk about is the tag team title match.
Yes.
Like I said before, PWA has always had a problem with 2 faces or 2 heels going at it and the crowd being dead. And that definitely was not the case here tonight. That was a hell of a matchup with those 4 guys.
Yes.
And then the last one, of course, watching KJ gut out that victory there over Kat Von Hees.
Jeez, yes.
To me, of course, that's going to be a highlight of the night all the time here.
Yeah.
So, Brian, you get the privilege of yours. Go ahead.
Well, mine, I got a tag team match with Bobby Sharp and Mark against Davey O'Doyle and Braden Parsons, the league. And, for the new team, never seeing them for the first time, very impressed with them. And, they picked up a great, big, huge win tonight and over a veteran team. And, I think this might put them in line down for a title shot down the road here.
And then your last one?
My last one is the main event, Jeff Tyler and MRB. Jeff, he put up a hell of a good fight. If it wasn't for him slipping and hurting his ankle, I believe we could be looking at a brand new PWA champion tonight. But, some little mistake, he hurt his ankle. It looked bad, but he got it out until Connie and Sheik, they played the distraction role. Connie hit the low blow, roll MRB and win.
That's pretty solid.
Blowing you a fuck.
Yeah. Oh,
did you notice that this was a very smooth and pleasant show tonight?
Yeah.
Did you notice?
Very much so. It's very peaceful.
It was almost like
folks. If you don't understand who's on here right now, this is the savior of the PWA.
Oh my goodness!
The man who exposed, disposed, and opposed.
Yes, I like that.
And Andy Anderson at the anniversary show and defeated him.
I just felt a sudden rush of blood to my ego. But it was
so proud.
It was a very smooth running show. There were no major issues, and I'd like to take a little bit of credit for that.
Thank you. You can take a lot of credit
All right.
for that.
Well, if you want to give me a lot, but I'll just take a little.
No, his ego's already big enough.
Hey, shush! I brought you into this world. I'll take you out of it.
Do it.
Like you saw what I did to Andy Anderson.
Yeah, I did. I was ringside for it.
Barely surviving.
Yeah.
But Ness, let's go eat donaires now.
Yes.
And I would say the surprise of the night for us is the crowd.
Yeah, but for a lot.
I would say 400 or so.
Yeah, especially with a lot of things going on tonight. I mean, and the weather and that was great turnout. I loved it.
And yeah, sorry about the randomness of the last few minutes here, but people walk in, we talk, and that's about it.
Exactly.
But speaking of weird things coming up and just switching things around, we're going to wrap up this show with quick calls. Our next quick calls is going to be hopefully from the CWC show from Blackfalds coming up this Saturday.
Yes.
All medically cleared, willing. I think it's the best way to put it.
Yes.
For those that have been looking for video on Backbreaker Media, I'm sorry. I've been in a little rough shape here the last few weeks.
Yes.
So four cracked ribs and a whole bunch of other stuff going on. We're starting to get things together, and hopefully we're going to have some stuff up this week for you. But make sure you check out the Sounds of Struggle every Thursday and all the other great stuff on the network. I got a few surprises coming up too. But the rest of my Brian Hamilton, thank you for joining me here.
Oh, anytime, man, and I can't wait to do this again.
And this is under 25 minutes. Wow.
Unbelievable.
This is Mike the Ref saying thank you for joining us. Check out the show notes for all the information on contacts and whatnot. And don't forget, if you're going to make a good call, make a quick call. And this has been Quick Calls from the PWA Hysteria Show from the Northgate Lions Senior Center in Edmonton on Backbreaker Media.